Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the you can say broadcast event, okay, emit and on. Okay. So let's go to our blog. So we have seen like what is root scope and scope. So root scope is a parent of all the scopes. Okay, in service portal. For every page we have one root scope, and for every widget we have scopes. Okay. So we can share the data using a root scope object. That is one thing. Second thing, if you want to send some bulk of data from one widget to another widget in case of nested widget and all, okay, every time we can't use directly, you can say root scope, right? So we have three methods for the scope and root scope, that is broadcast, emit and on. So now we are going to see what is a broadcast, how we can do that. Okay. So broadcast is nothing but to just broadcast. So broadcast will go from top to bottom, means if you broadcast from the parent, it will go till the last child. Okay. So if you broadcast anything, a data which can be consumed by other widgets. Okay, this is something we can see the example. Like see, we have parent scope, we have child one and child two, where we are broadcasting from the parent and we are receiving from the child. So we'll see these things in one example. Okay, this is syntax where we can broadcast the event using a scope object. We can broadcast the event using root scope object as well. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Let's create a widgets. I will create three widgets. So first widget I will just write parent widget. Okay, so okay, so this will create this widget and we'll call two widgets in this same widget. Let's see how it will work. So let's create other widgets as well. This is parent and we'll create two widgets. So this is, you can say, broadcast child one, child one. Okay, this is one widget and I will create a child two as well. Child two, child underscore two. Okay, so as we know, we have syntax to just include one widget into another widget using widget tag. So we'll use the same. Okay, and we can include this widget into parent widget. So first child, so here just I will create one h1. So we'll come to know, okay, this is child one widget. Okay, save this. So do the same in second widget. Fine. So include this widget into parent widget. In parent widget, we'll write it's a parent widget. This is a parent widget. Okay. Save this. In this widget, we can call other widgets. So let's go for BR brick. Here we call widget, and ID equal to. So ID is 1 and 2. So double quotation 1, and just put the another widget here. Let's see how it will work now. So I will open this widget into widget editor mode so we can see that. So we know this is the syntax. We need to use the same syntax. We are going to use the same syntax. So okay, preview enable. Let's see how it will work. So we have, this is a parent widget. Okay, we have 3 widgets. This working fine. Okay, so what we will do? Here we'll create one input box, and in that input box we'll put something, okay, text, and that we will send to other child 1 and 2. Let's see how we can broadcast from this parent widget and how we can use that in the child widget. Okay, let's go for input type equal to text, and okay, so this is something we need to bind with one variable. So that variable I will put c dot parent data. Okay, so we are putting in parent data, c dot parent data, and these things we need to send when we will create one button, and we'll send on click on that button we will call one function. So we use ng click. Let's see dot send data, send data to child. This is function we are calling. So send data to child, and here I will send data to child. So this is a button label. Let's save this. Okay, this is something function. We need to declare this function. So button is there. So just declare. So how we can do it? Use the root scope and scope first as a parameter. So root scope and scope, and then we need to broadcast event. But we need to broadcast a event in the function c dot send data to child. So first define the function. So function, in that function will just broadcast event. How to do the broadcast events? We have syntax, right? What we have? We have scope, right? Scope.broadcast event name. Same thing I'm doing. Event name, just I will write parent underscore event. This will be event data. So what data we need to send? We can send the data. So here I will write var s data equal to, so data is in this c dot parent data, right? It's just so c dot parent data, we got the data. We are putting into one temporary variable s data, and that s data will send with the event. So this is how we can broadcast the event from scope. Okay, it should be dollar scope. Sorry. So this is how we are sending the data. Now we need to check how we can receive the data. Okay. So let's go for V2. Whatever we are getting the data, we should get in this div. So I will just write div, and here I will write get parent data. So we are getting this data. We'll write some variable here. So how to get the data? First, put the as a parameter root scope and scope, and here just use how to receive the data using on function. So just write dollar on event name. What is the event name? We have parent underscore event parent. So we have data, right? So where we need to save this data? So we need to save this data into one variable. So that variable we can consider as, okay, we'll create one variable c dot data dot suppose child get data equal to this data object. So we got the data into c dot data dot child data. Copy the same and put as this is Java AngularJS variable. So use c dot data dot child data here, child get data, and save this. Same thing we can do into child one as well. Let's save this. Go to child one. So just I want to use data one here instead of data, and the function we can write the same actually. The receiving part will be the same only, right? Just we need to change the variable name. So scope, we should not forget about the root scope because otherwise it will not work. Root scope, scope. So data one. So it will go into data and we'll get that data. We are displaying the data into get parent data, right? Let's save this. After this, save the broadcast child 2 as well. And just run this now. Let's see how it will work. Reload the parent widget. So this is how what we are doing in parent widget. We are broadcasting the event with some data and we are getting this data using on. In case in child one, I'm creating a child three as well in the same fashion. Okay, I can still receive that event in the child three as well because broadcast will work from top to bottom approach. Okay, so if you broadcasting in child one, it will go to child three, but it will not go to the child two because child one and child two is a sublinks. Okay, so here get parent data. Okay, just here I will write service now. Let's say we are getting service now, right? So just to get more visibility, just I will write here. Mm, okay, this is fine. Okay, semicolon. So this is the one more thing. So now there is little difference. Okay, that's using scope. This is a by default it will work in this way. Okay, we are using a scope local variable as it this is the parent. That's why we can broadcast. Okay, here and we are getting in these two channels. Okay. So second thing, I want to show you one more thing. That is something from child to also I can broadcast the event that can receive in a parent as well. But how we can do that? We should do that using a root scope because root scope is what? A parent object. You can use the parent object in the child and you can broadcast the event using a parent object. If you do that, that can be received, that can get received by these two other widgets as well. Let's do that. Okay. Using, now we are going to do what? We are creating an input box like a parent in a child, and we will try to receive that in sublinks as well as parent from a child. Let's see how we can do that. So first, this is parent data file. Hmm, let's create one input here. Here just I will write h1 or h2. Sending data to parent and other widgets using broadcast, right? And here we are input. I will get parent instead of this. I will just write child to data. Send data to. I will just write parent or others. Okay, because we are sending to others. So see, this is child. He wants to send something to all the widgets on the page. So he has only one thing. Okay, if you know the broadcast, he can do the broadcast using the parent object. Okay, there is another thing that emit, but that emit will go in same hierarchy. Okay, that's why I'm sharing this example. We'll go for more details when I'm creating video for the emit, right? So button is there. We have one function send data to others. Why I'm using others? Because it is not only for the parent. Okay, it is for all the widgets on the same page, because we are using a parent object to broadcast this event. Okay, so let's see button type. Okay, so I will go and I will create a function first. So let's create a function here. Function, and here I need to broadcast the event, but using root scope. It's a parent object. Here I will write child event as data. In the parent data I should say data 2, child 2 data. So let child 2 data. It will go here, it will broadcast it using root scope. Okay, so let's see how it will go. Now we are broadcasting from here. This is fine. This is now okay. Another function. So we have event, that is child event. Now see, this is a parent. It means it is for all these three widgets. This is a parent. Root scope is a parent. Now let's see. First, we'll receive this object or receive this event using a scope only. Scope object, that is a local for every child. So just I will go. Okay, here we'll go first, and here we'll do. We need to receive the event, right? So we need to use on. So let's go here. Let's type on, and the event name is what? Child underscore event. Let's go child underscore event. We'll get the data, and we are getting the data here. Just here I will write, for example, here. So again h2 getting data from child. So here I will write in div, and here I will just write new variable. I will write c dot data dot child get data. I will write c dot data dot child to data. That's it. So we are getting a child to data here. I'm using a scope only. I'm broadcasting the event using root scope. I'm getting the data. I'm getting the data using scope. Let's see how it will work first, then we'll go for the child one as well. Let me confirm the variables here. Child event, fine, save. Saved. Just run this. Fine. Okay. So what we have, okay, this is something second. First, I will send the data from parent, like previous. Just I will write parent data. Send this. We got the parent data, right? In the child, I will just write child data from second widget. Just send data to others. You can say this is something. Okay, see, when I'm sending the data, I'm using a broadcast because I'm broadcasting using a root scope means actually I'm broadcasting from the parent only. This is just you should know how where we can use the root scope and okay. See, if I'm not if I'm broadcasting from, you can say, scope, so I can't use directly the root scope to receive that because child is broadcasting. So child contains if another child there they can receive that, right? Not in the parent. Okay, but we can broadcast in the parent. Okay, which will be a reverse scenario in the emit function. Okay, so just copy paste the same for this child one as well. So child one, just copy paste this. So child one here, child two data. I just put the variable one here, and same variable I can use here. So div and get child two data. Data one. Fine. Let's save this. Go here and again try to run this. Let's see how it will run. So let's go here. Okay, so we have, okay, let's go here, directly send the data. Right, I will write catalog system, send it at all. So we got the catalog system, and here also we get it, right? So this is how we can do that. Second thing, we can broadcast event using rootScope, and we can receive the event also using rootScope. That can be possible. Okay, but using rootScope only. RootScope is a parent. It means we are broadcasting here. So definitely we can receive from the same object also from the same scope as well, right? So instead of this here in ratio, what I will do, I will just write here rootScope. Just I want to show you how it will work. Okay, rootScope. So I'm receiving the data using rootScope. Okay, I'm broadcasting using rootScope only. So I can receive using rootScope as well. So just I will save this, and let's say going go and refresh this. Let's see how it will work. It's so simple, just you need to do this once. Okay, using root scope and scope, so you should know what is the root scope and what is the scope. So just here I'll service. Now you got service now in the child one also, but this time we are using a root scope, right? So this is how we can do that. Okay, I will share this example on in my blog. You can go through once. Okay, uh, and let me know in the comments if you are facing some issue, or you can say you need any help from my side. Okay, you can go through these blogs, you can let's connect, you can send me one mail using this form as well. Okay, so and next video just wait for the image functionality. So in that time I will just copy paste the code in my blog. Okay, thanks guys, have a nice day.